Moments away from kickoff here in St. Louis, the 3-5 Bears, the 4-4 Rams. Today's game is being broadcast in Spanish, where available, using the SAP button on your television. It's week 10 of the NFL on CBS. The Bears and Rams. Chicago won the coin toss. They have deferred, so Robbie Gould will kick it away for Chicago. And back deep for the Rams, it's Benny Cunningham, who averages 23 yards per return. 90th regular season meeting between these two teams, and we're underway in St. Louis. Cunningham will take a knee, and St. Louis will start at the 20-yard line. Out comes Nick Foles in his fourth year out of Arizona. 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the season. Has not thrown for over 200 passing yards since week 1 against Seattle.
And Nick Foles is going to have to step up today because the Chicago Bears made it very clear to us yesterday that Gurley is not going to beat them today.
Gurley is the running back on 1st and 10. It's play action. Foles to the tight end Cook. Room to run. Cook at the 40, and Cook out of bounds at midfield. Good start for the St. Louis offense. As we take a look at the St. Louis starting offensive line, back in the lineup at right tackle, the rookie Rob Havenstein did not play last week because of an ankle injury. And Tavon Austin, so dangerous for St. Louis.
Yeah, he leads the team with receptions with 28. This is a guy that they find so many different ways to get him the football, and he's dangerous every time they do.
A 29-yard gain for Cook on 1st down. Foles back to the air, and he overthrows his intended target, Brian Quick. Quick had his step, and Foles missed him. As we take a look at the Chicago defense, and the rookie in the middle up front, Eddie Goldman out of Florida State, a 2nd-round pick. Willie Young will start for the injured Pernell McPhee, and Shea McClellan back in the lineup after missing the last 3 games with a knee injury. And Tracy Porter had a big game in the Monday night win over San Diego.
He sure did. A big forced fumble late in that ball game, and then the key play late in the game, making a great diving knockdown of a pass from Phillip Rivers to save the game for the Bears.
Foles to the air again. Gurley out of the backfield. Gurley's got a lot of room at the 25. Jumps over Antrell Roll. A gain of 31 for Todd Gurley.
Well, they're going to play fake to Gurley right here. He's going to come up, and then after they realize he doesn't have the football, the Bears just completely forget about it. Leave him completely drop coverage, and that's an easy throw and catch for a big play. That's a complete blow by the Bears.
That's the 3rd consecutive play action pass. They have not run the ball yet. The Bears overly aggressive to shut down Gurley.
Longest catch of Gurley's career. 1st and 10. Finally, the Rams on the grab with Gurley at the 15, and pinballs his way up to the 12-yard line. Now, the Rams have really struggled, as you saw a moment ago, on opening drives this year. 8 games, 7 punts, and 1 touchdown.
Every offensive play the Rams have run thus far, the Bears have not put more than 7 men in the box. In that case, the Rams brought an extra guy into the box with Cook in motion, and they still got positive yards. Look for the Bears to start putting at least 1 more guy down close to the line of scrimmage to stop the run. And then if that doesn't work, they'll put a 9th guy in there. They've got to stop the run if they're going to stop these Rams. And the Rams know it. Those play-action passes are no coincidence to begin the game.
And guys have been open. That is the key. The Bears overplaying. It's left receivers open down the field.
4 plays, 68 yards for St. Louis so far. Gurley inside the 10, and Todd Gurley has a 1st down. 1st and goal for St. Louis.
Now this is the Chicago Bears defense that has not allowed a rushing touchdown in the last 6 games. Very stout down near the goal line. They play very physical, create that penetration into the backfield, make it very difficult to get that ball across the goal line.
Bears have only allowed 2 rushing touchdowns the entire season. Foles under center, 1st and goal. It's Austin in motion. Play action again. Foles chased, and Nick Foles overthrows Kendricks. Now the pressure was coming, but Lance Kendricks was wide open.
Don't give me anything about pressure here, Andrew. This is inexcusable for Nick Foles. You're going to see the receiver coming across the back of the end zone. Foles makes a play action, comes around. He's got to get to the wide open, uncovered receiver. Look at that. In the back of the end zone, he's got to see that coming quicker. He's got to get that ball out of there and make an accurate throw. That's a gimme touchdown for the St. Louis Rams. That's the 2nd pass, big pass that Nick Foles has missed today with an open receiver down the field.
His completion percentage this year, just 58%. That's 27th in the NFL. 2nd and goal. Gurley up the middle. Todd Gurley dives. Touchdown. 5th rushing touchdown of the season for Todd Gurley, and the Rams strike on their opening drive. Just the 2nd time this season they've scored a touchdown on the opening drive of the game.
Well, they came out on this opening drive, and the Bears had absolutely no answer for Todd Gurley, and they dropped coverage in the secondary, and Nick Foles missed wide open guys as well. It was an absolute statement drive by the Rams. They came out on fire, and the Bears looked disoriented.
Every single play on that drive worked to perfection for the Rams. The only mistakes were 2 incompletions by Nick Foles to open receivers.
They are going to just take a second look to make sure Gurley got in before the knee was down.
Great job of extending. A lot of guys don't have the ability to keep that knee up in the air while they're fully extended. Great job by Gurley. I think that's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a touchdown.
It's been confirmed it is a touchdown. And here's Greg Zuerlein to attempt the extra point. He has not missed this season. Rams fell behind 10-0 last week in Minnesota, but they jump out to the lead here against Chicago. Todd Gurley takes it in, 7-0 St. Louis. Well, the Rams figured out a way to solve their 3rd down issues this year. They didn't have one on the opening drive. 7 plays, 80 yards. Gurley takes it in. Gurley on that drive with 51 yards of offense, and now St. Louis will kick it away to the Bears. Never miss a moment of football action with the CBS Sports app. Every play and score, every game, every highlight right as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app now at cbssports.com/mobile. There's Jeff Fisher in his 4th year with St. Louis. 3-1 at home this year and undefeated in the division against Seattle, San Francisco, and Arizona. Jeff Fisher, when he was in Tennessee, drafted the Bears kick returner, Mark Mariani, who was back deep to receive the kick. 1 career kick return touchdown for Mariani. And Mariani's going to take this one out. And he does not get to the 15-yard line. Good job coverage-wise by St. Louis. As Jay Cutler comes out, now in his 7th year with the Bears, 10 touchdowns and 5 interceptions this season for Cutler. The game-winning touchdown last week to Zach Miller.
You know, the stats don't tell the whole story with Jay Cutler, and neither do the wins and losses. He's led 3 fourth-quarter comebacks this year, but it's just the overall energy with the way that he's playing that I see as a huge difference that's really going to pay out for the Bears.
Chicago will start this drive at their own 14-yard line. It's Langford, the rookie, and he is tripped up. Great pursuit by Akeem Ayers to make that tackle. So you look at the Chicago starting offensive line, still working around some injuries, so Matt Slauson will make his third straight start at center. Jeffrey's playing, and Bennett's having a big year.
And Martellus Bennett, one of the few tight ends in the NFL that actually leads his team in receiving. He is always a big factor for the Bears.
Loss of 1 on first down. It's 2nd and 11. Cutler completes his first pass. It's Zach Miller, and look at Miller go! Miller at midfield. Miller still going. Zach Miller to the house. Touchdown, Chicago, 87 yards.
It's a great job by Miller as he breaks into the open. He knows he's going to get caught by Tremaine Johnson, but on the big screen, I think he got a glance and knew exactly when to break away at about midfield from Tremaine Johnson. Watch as Miller is going to come open, and Cutler will find him on the pass. As he breaks into the open, you'll see Tremaine Johnson coming up on him. He looks up ahead of him and then breaks away from him because he can hear, feel, and see Tremaine Johnson. That gives him the ability to get to the end zone.
A great block by Alshon Jeffrey, 2 up the field. Zach Miller had the incredible touchdown grab last week, the one-handed grab that won the game for the Bears. Right here comes out and makes a huge play to answer the Rams.
Zach Miller did not have a touchdown in 4 years until last week. Now he's got 2 in two games.
2 catches in a row.
By Gold is good. An electric start here in St. Louis. Gurley's touchdown answered by Zach Miller.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. And by the all-new 2016 Honda Civic.
The longest catch in Bears history is 89 yards, Matt Forte. Zach Miller just missed an 87-yard touchdown. And Miller now with touchdown catches in back-to-back weeks. This one ties it with the Rams. 11-10 to go first quarter. Gold kicks it away to Cunningham. And he will take another knee. Well, this was the big play last week, late against San Diego. 3:19 to go. Cutler fires one. Miller, the one-handed grab for the touchdown that won it for the Bears. And what does he do here? First catch today, 87 yards.
That's one way to answer a big drive by the Rams, is to come out in a couple of plays and go the distance yourself. And that play he made against San Diego last Monday night, you won't see another one of those all year. That was fantastic.
Jay Cutler told us in our meeting yesterday he was going to find a way to get the ball to Zach Miller. He's establishing himself as a really reliable guy for him.
St. Louis again, 1st and 10 from the 20. Play action again. Austin makes the catch, and he can't get away from Kyle Fuller. A 1-yard gain on the play after the great tackle by the second-year man out of Virginia Tech.
That's a really nice tackle by Fuller out there in the flat on the guy that's arguably the biggest threat on the Rams offense other than Todd Gurley. Tavon Austin's the guy that Vic Fangio, defensive coordinator for the Bears, spoke about as a guy that really can change the game very quickly. You got to have a man on him at all times.
First-round pick in the 2013 NFL Draft. It's 2nd and 9. Gurley. And he is stacked up. Shane McClellan back in the lineup after missing 3 games with a knee injury, leading the charge right there. Now it's 3rd down. The Rams are the worst team in the NFL in 3rd downs, converting just 23%. And Wes Welker, who they brought in to help on 3rd downs, is on the sideline right now. So Welker will watch this 3rd and 8. We're expecting Welker to play between 6 and 8 snaps exclusively on 3rd down, but he's not out there right now. Foles fires, and that pass is caught right at the chins. Brought in by Bradley Marquez, coverage by Bryce Callahan. And we'll have to see where they spot it.
It'll be just short.
Oh, they're indicating
moving it.
first down.
Moving the chains.
It's just long enough. A first down for St. Louis.
And that may be a spot where John Fox wants to challenge the spot. He can do that. And it's going to be a question of whether you have the right camera angle. It looked as though there, when he came down, he was behind the line.
Fox does not challenge, so 1st and 10. The Rams convert their first third down opportunity of the game. Gurley up to the 35, and we go back to New York. An update with JB and Coach Cowher.
Right off the bat, Bill.
Yeah, second series of the game here, 3rd and 4. It's going to incomplete pass, but as you look at this closer, you see Landry Jones' left ankle is stepped on. His return is questionable, and Ben Roethlisberger coming into the game. Remember, he was the backup. He is active. They didn't want to see him this early.
Andrew, Steve, and Steve.
Wow, that's a big surprise that Roethlisberger was active today. Everyone thought he'd sit out one more. They made him active to be the backup, and here we go. All right, 2nd and 5. Back to Gurley for St. Louis. And again, tough sledding at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down. McClellan again involved in that tackle.
Well, now if you see the second series, the Bears had a chance to take a deep breath, go over to the locker room. As you see Wes Welker coming on the field, the Bears obviously said, hey, wait a minute. We're not doing enough in the run game, and they've started to get at Gurley in this second series.
So let's see what Welker can do. He had a tryout on Monday, signed to the team, practice with the Rams this week, and again, we're expecting between 6 and 8 snaps, almost exclusively on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 5. Foles out of the shotgun. Looking Welker's way, incomplete. He was the intended target, but it falls incomplete, and St. Louis will punt.
This is what I was worried about. I've been talking about it all week. The coordination and the chemistry between the quarterback and Wes Welker is just not going to be there for a while. I think Wes Welker in the passing game is going to be a factor as the season goes along. Right now, having him on the field will affect the defense, but as far as completions and plays, I don't see it happening.
Johnny Hekker punts it away to Mariani at the 20. Lost the football. Ball is loose. A pile up at the 17-yard line.
Mariani has struggled to catch the football on these punts this season.
He muffed 2 punts against the Vikings, and it's St. Louis football.
Well, I've returned punts in the league, and there's no worse job in football when you've got guys running down full speed and you know it's going to be close. You've got to concentrate. You've got to camp under the football. And here, Mariani tries to catch it. Looks like it catches it pretty good, but the contact is right there, and that's, you got to get your hand in the air, call a fair catch, give yourself a chance. Bad job by Mariani.
And credit to Bradley Marquez. He's playing the role of gunner today for the Rams because Stedman Bailey was suspended this week. Jeff Fisher said he really likes Marquez, thought he could handle that role, and he forced that fumble.
He sure did. He timed it perfectly. Mariani not totally at fault for that, but he's going to get the blame.
So now can the Rams capitalize? 1st and 10. Gurley pitches it over to Austin. Foles blocking. Flag is down. Austin still going, and he's in. But let's see what the flag is back at the 20-yard line, and this one's coming back. It's a hold against the Rams.
Number 73, offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That goes against Greg Robinson. It's the 6th time this year that Robinson has been called for holding. That's the most in the NFL.
Well, this is what Vic Fangio was most worried about and what Jeff Fisher and offensive coordinator Frank Cignetti do a great job of. You can see the hold on the backside. He puts his hands up in the air and draws attention to it, but they find creative ways to get the ball to Tavon Austin. The play worked perfectly. The hold wasn't even a factor, but the bottom line is it was an obvious hold. They got to throw the flag on that.
St. Louis now back at the 27-yard line. Again, it's Austin with Kendricks blocking in front. Austin at the 20, and Austin slammed down by Antrell Roll at the 15. A gain of 12. We mentioned Mariani's struggles. This was week 8 against Minnesota. He muffed 2 consecutive punts. Thankfully for the Bears, they retained possession both times, but this one they did not. Third fumble this year for Mariani.
Yeah, that I think is going to be classified as a fumble as well. This last one, he had it and got it knocked loose. On those others, he never had it. There's a difference between a muff and a fumble. In those cases, sometimes it works out. In this case, it did not.
2nd down and 8. Gurley trying to get to the edge, tripped up from behind. That was Willie Young making a big tackle for Chicago's defense. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, Willie Young sold out. If it wasn't for him making this nice trip tackle on Todd Gurley, that play would have gone for at least 5 or 6 more yards. Might have been able to bust a tackle and get into the end zone.
Yeah, Young playing in place of Pernell McPhee. I thought they would really miss McPhee today a lot, and in that case, Willie Young doing an outstanding job.
3rd and 7. Welker is in the slot on the bottom of your screen. Foles looking his way again. Welker dives. Did he hang on? Yes, he did, but he's short of a 1st down. Great catch by Welker. It's 4th down, though.
Well, one thing that Welker has always been one of the best at is knowing exactly how far he's got to get that 1st down, to get to that marker. Right here, just a little bit short. The ball from Nick Foles made him sell out and dive for it. It's Welker catches that in stride and turns up. He might make that 1st down.
So 4th and 1, and Jeff Fisher sends out his kicker, Greg Zuerlein. But remember, Jeff Fisher is the king of fakes. He's got his holder, Johnny Hecker, the punter, who's got a great arm. He was a high school quarterback. This is from 26, no fake, and Zuerlein knocks it through. So off the turnover, St. Louis puts 3 on the board, and the Rams now have a 10-7 lead. Your weekend starts Thursday night as AFC South rivals cop an attitude when the Titans and Jaguars throw down in Jacksonville. Thursday night football only on NFL Network. Marcus Mariota off to a great start in his NFL career. Titans taking on the Panthers today before heading to Jacksonville on Thursday. Well, St. Louis has now forced 15 turnovers after the Mariani fumble, and they've scored after 11 of those 15. Mariani is back deep, and he'll take this one out. And he is stuffed at the 11-yard line. Again, great special teams coverage by the Rams. Cody Davis leading the charge.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by FedEx. How the holidays arrive. And by Zales. Declare your love with gifts from Zales, the Diamond Store.
Beautiful day in St. Louis. John Fox, first year as the Bears head coach. He was a consultant for the Rams back in 1996. His team has won 3 of its last 5 games. 1st and 10 for Chicago at their own 12-yard line. Cutler to Langford, the rookie. And he gets across the 15-yard line. Bears just their 3rd play of the 1st quarter after that big strike to Zach Miller.
Back to John Fox. So you talk about a guy that's affected the team, and we mentioned in the open how it's affected Jay Cutler. Just the positive energy that he brings to this organization. They're starting to believe in themselves. They've had these comeback wins lately. They're all now starting to buy into what he's selling, and that bodes well for them long term.
Cutler on 2nd down to Langford out of the backfield, and he has a Chicago 1st down. Well, I think you make a great point, Stephen. We sat with Adam Gase last night and John Fox, and what they said was that the passion that both these coaches have and what Cutler, how he's reacted to that, it's all really clicked. You look at Lovie Smith and Mark Trestman, they don't have the outgoing personalities
Polar
that John
opposites.
Fox had. And Cutler really has seemed to have responded well to the passion and energy of not only Fox, but a young coaching staff with Adam Gase as his offensive coordinator. First and 10, right back to Langford, and he gets one on the play.
Yeah, Langford twitched in the backfield and simulated the start of the snap, and they didn't call a penalty. Now back can go in motion, but he can't simulate the start of a snap, and that's what Langford did. Right there, watches right before the snap, he'll think that right there, that's illegal, and they let it slide, and the Rams saw it.
Yeah, Fisher's upset. Everybody's upset, and rightfully so. I don't know how the two officials behind the ball,
7
could miss
officials
that.
could miss it, let alone 2. Everybody in the stadium saw it. And rightfully now, it should be 2nd and 5 instead of 2nd and 9, or 1st and 5.
the other way.
Other way. It should be.
I'm sorry, yeah, 1st and 15,
Yeah.
1st and 15.
Next, Keller fires. Jeffrey, great adjustment to make the catch for a first down. Now, Jake Cutler told us last night just the catch radius that Jeffrey has. That's a perfect example of it.
Well, yeah, great throw and catch here, and even more so when you see the shot that Jake Cutler took on that play. He took a shot in the ribs that many people wouldn't get up from. Right there, you see it.
It was Nick Fairley who took Cutler to the ground, but Chicago gets a first down. Langford tripped up. It was Michael Brockers and Nick Fairley combining on that tackle. St. Louis very tough against the run.
And you get back to what you said, Steve. We were down in the tunnel pregame, and we were walking through, and Alshon Jeffries came out of the Bears locker room. He was questionable coming in, but you stand next to that guy, he can't be anything but a professional athlete. He is big, rangy, and on his toes. I mean, the guy is really impressive.
6'3", 216. Cutler play action. Fires, and it's his tight end Miller who makes the grab at the 42. T.J. McDonald, who did not play last week because of a foot injury, back in the lineup for St. Louis, and he makes the tackle.
Well, this is one of the things that Adam Gase was talking about with Jake Cutler. He's a very athletic quarterback that can do the bootlegs, but the way he can be moving away from his target and still deliver an accurate ball with velocity is very unique. Not many guys can make that throw with that kind of velocity to a receiver under pressure moving to his left.
It was just a flick of the arm, but man, that was an impressive throw, and it's just another one for Jake Cutler. You see it all the time.
Cutler 4 of 4 for 109 yards. Faced with 3rd down and 2. Cutler fires right incomplete, looking for Langford. And Chicago will have to punt.
Well, this is just a case of the Rams lining up in straight man-to-man bump coverage across the board, saying, we think we're better than you guys. They did a great job of locking down everybody. Jake Cutler liked the one-on-one matchup with Langford, who is a very good receiver out of the backfield, had 70 yards receiving last week, but great coverage by the Rams.
Yeah, that was a tough throw to fit in there. That was going to be incomplete because of both ends, the defensive pressure plus the back end coverage.
Patrick O'Donnell only had to punt twice on Monday night against San Diego. Austin is back deep, awaiting the kick, and he calls for a fair catch at the 16-yard line with just over 1 minute to go in the first quarter. St. Louis leads by 3. Tonight, Scott Pelley reports from Paris on the terrorist attacks, plus how the NFL is changing the game to better protect the players on 60 Minutes tonight. And at all NFL stadiums today, heightened security both inside and outside of the stadiums in response to Friday's terrorist attacks. And a stirring rendition of the national anthem, which you heard here on CBS before the game. 1:01 to go in the first quarter, and St. Louis leads 10-7. Nick Foles, 5 of 8 for 75 yards, and this is Trey Mason's first carry, and he lost the football. Ball is out. Chicago indicating they have it.
It looked like it bounced right up into the arms of McClellan.
Jeff Triplett and his crew trying to sort things out. And it's Chicago football.
Well, you try to give Todd Gurley a break. You bring in Trey Mason, who, by the way, is a very, very good running back. Coming back off an injury, now trying to get himself back in the groove. You can see that ball pops out. Bears fall on it. McClellan fell on it.
He stripped the ball, too. Right there, you see him get his arm in.
Great play by McClellan. Look at that.
Fantastic play, and they trade turnovers with the same field position, almost mirror field position. The Bears held the Rams to a field goal. We'll see if the Rams can hold the Bears to the same.
Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator, said they really miss McClellan these last 3 games. He's made a huge impact already in his return this first quarter. 1st and 10 for Chicago at the 19-yard line. Langford trying to push his way forward. He gets 2 on the play. Langford's a big guy, 6 feet tall, 208 pounds, out of Michigan State. Had the big game Monday night against San Diego, and Magic Johnson, one of Michigan State's most famous alums, sent out a tweet in honor of Langford. We asked him about it last night. He said, yeah, it's pretty crazy when Magic Johnson tweets about you. Cutler taking a shot in the end zone, and it's broken up. Janoris Jenkins on the coverage. Cutler was looking for Alshon Jeffrey.
Well, this was very close to being an interception. I think Jay Cutler's a little bit bumped up, but he's also frustrated. He was expecting Alshon Jeffries to be looking for the back shoulder throw underneath the coverage, but Jeffrey kept on going. Let's see what happened to Jay Cutler on the play. Probably looked like he caught a helmet on the elbow. Obviously, the hit to the ribs as well, but he looked like he was favoring that elbow when he got up.
Nick Fairley again getting in the backfield. 3rd down and 8. Cutler fires, end zone, incomplete. Intended for Marquise Wilson. It looked like Cutler may have had an opportunity to run that ball, but instead he fires to the end zone.
I think he should have run this ball. I mean, let's look at what he's got in front of him. Once he starts to tuck it and go, you're going to see that when he starts to tuck it right here, freeze it for a second, look at all this out here in front of him. He's got to get 8 yards. He's a good enough athlete. He's going to have a chance to get that first down.
I think he was beyond the line of
I do
scrimmage
too.
as well, and
Very
I think
close.
they should challenge that. It would be, it would help. I mean, that's a penalty you gotta try and get.
35-yard attempt for Gold. He's missed 3 straight field goals, and that streak is over.
It's another miss by the officiating crew.
Gold's field goal ties it at 10. Trey Mason's fumble leads to 3 points for the Bears. Jeff Fisher told us Friday that he wanted to ideally get Gurley 20 carries and Mason 15 carries. He thinks that Mason's been banged up the last few weeks, finally healthy. First carry today, Mason fumbles, so we'll see how they share the load the rest of the way with that fumble in mind.
Yeah, we'll see if that affects Jeff Fisher's decision to give him those carries, but both teams got to be thrilled that they held the opponent to just 3 points coming off a turnover deep in their own territory.
Another touchback for Robbie Gould. And St. Louis will once again start a drive at their own 20-yard line with just 3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A lot going on in this first quarter. 87-yard touchdown. Each team's turned the ball over.
You know, you saw Nick Foles right there. One of the things that I think has been a factor in his transition, and you talk to Jeff Fisher, he doesn't seem too worried about long-term. Nick, he's with a first-year offensive coordinator and Frank Cignetti. Also, the fact that he is still learning this new offense, getting to know new receivers, but it is a different style of offense, which I think is significant. He's under center a lot more. He's responsible for audibles a lot more. Totally different than the past.
Tavon Austin lined up as the running back here on first down. Reverses direction, and Austin now the burst to speed at the 25. Austin out of bounds at the chains.
There's a flag.
There's a flag down.
There's a peel back block in the backfield, and that's going to bring it back.
Jeff Triplett is today's referee.
Personal foul, blindside block, number 68, offense. Hefty misses from the goal, first down.
Penalty on the rookie Jamon Brown out of Louisville, and that's the end of the first quarter with the Rams and Bears tied at 10. We'll return to St. Louis after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
We want to come back and show that block, probably.
Started the second quarter tied at 10. Bears and Rams, some costly Rams penalties already. A hold negated a 17-yard touchdown run. And the final play of the first quarter, the personal foul against Brown.
And you're going to see Brown, number 68, right here, right there. He makes that block. It's a new point of emphasis, new rule in the NFL this year. There are many years that prior to that would not have been called, but in the interest of player safety, yes.
Gurley, the running back, on 1st and 20, and Gurley gets a couple. It was exactly 1 year ago today when Todd Gurley tore his ACL for Georgia. And who was in the stands that night but Rams general manager Les Snead, the man in the middle there. And we spoke with Les on Friday at the Rams complex, and he said he was watching Gurley get carted off, and he said, you know what? Somebody late in the first round is going to get Todd Gurley. They're going to get a steal. I bet you it's going to be the Seahawks or the Cardinals, somebody in our division. It really ate at him for a while, and he said, you know, the best way to keep him away from those teams was to draft him himself. That's exactly what he did with the 10th pick, as Marquez is the intended receiver on that, incomplete. Well, what a great pick so far it appears to be for Les Snead and the Rams.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, this could not have worked out any better for Les Snead and this organization. It's amazing you get one player like that, a dynamic player with that kind of potential and talent. It just rejuvenates a whole city. I mean, the whole city's got a buzz now about this ball club, and rightfully so.
It was interesting to talk to Gurley. We sat down with him, and he said, you know, his knee gets injured, and you know what it's like, Steve. Both of us have been injured, and you're thinking, wow, you question your career and what's going to happen to your future. And Gurley looked at us, he said, shrugged his shoulders, said, I knew I'd be fine. I've seen other guys with this. I'll get it. And it was really interesting to hear the calmness with which he accepted it.
Rams call timeout before this 3rd down and 18 play. Back in St. Louis with Steve Berlon and Steve Tasker. I'm Andrew Catalan, our entire NFL on CBS crew. Following the Rams timeout, 3rd down and 18 for Nick Foles and the St. Louis offense. 1 for 3 so far on 3rd downs. Foles, pressure coming. Flag is down, and Foles gets rid of it, incomplete, over the head of Benny Cunningham. And let's see what the call is.
There may be, if it's a hold, it could be in the end zone, although the flag is outside the end zone. Oh, nice. Okay, it is outside the end zone.
There's no foul for an offensive hold. Player stumbled over another player.
All right, so they take the penalty away, but doesn't change the fact that St. Louis will be forced to punt. And now 1 for 4 on 3rd downs. It's been a constant struggle for St. Louis, just 23% conversion rate on 3rd downs this year. That's last in the NFL. Hecker will punt out of his own end zone.
Only 24 conversions on the year coming into this game. That's an average of only 3 3rd down conversions per game.
Mariani fumbled the last punt. Hangs onto it, but doesn't get much. And he's tackled at the 32-yard line. Saturday, the SEC on CBS brings you the best game from the best conference. Pecking order is in the mix as the Bayou Bengals pay a house call to the Rebels of Ole Miss. The hoopla begins with college football today.
Let me tell you something. There is some hitting going on out here on this football field. The special teams, these people are flying around. And John Fox, Vic Fangio told us, they said, when you play the Rams, you know you're going to be in for a slugfest all day long. Now, every team in the NFL can hit, but these guys, they seem to take it to another level.
They play through the whistle further than any team in the NFL.
Kadeem Carey in at running back here on 1st and 10 for the Bears, and Cutler's pass is complete to Martellus Bennett. Well, the Rams did have the incident last week when LaMarcus Joyner hit Teddy Bridgewater in the game against Minnesota. He was flagged for unnecessary roughness. Bridgewater did not return and it was going through concussion protocol all week. Joyner was fined $23,000 this week for that hit. And it kind of set off a firestorm after as Alshon Jeffrey makes the catch, with Mike Zimmer, the Vikings head coach, saying that was typical of Greg Williams' defenses. And there was a report out earlier today that the Bears set in a number of hits to the league to watch about this St. Louis Rams defense, as you see Greg Williams there. And we spoke with Greg Williams about that and Jeff Fisher, and they said, look, we just like to play fast and play hard. And they didn't have a problem with the hit by LaMarcus Joyner.
Greg Williams had a problem with being called out for it, though.
Kadeem Carey across the 40. What did you guys think of the hit by Joyner?
Well, I thought it should have been flagged and maybe a fine. I don't know about the fine, but I'll tell you this. I saw these Chicago Bears put a hit on Teddy Bridgewater 2 weeks ago that was just as egregious. Teddy Bridgewater kind of managed to get to his feet. But if you got running quarterbacks like so many teams do these days, you run that risk, and they're a big target. And yeah, if you're going to get penalized, if you're willing to take the penalty, that's fine. I didn't see an egregious foul by Joyner last week.
2nd and 2. Cutler, quick pass to Wilson. Wilson stretches forward, and with that spot, that'll be very close to a first down.
Looks like it's just short. But on that note about the hit, that was a very late slide by Teddy Bridgewater. And if you're baiting the defender until the very last minute and you drop, those defenders, it's very hard on them to make a decision to pull off. I think Joyner was trying to pull off on that.
Well, he was rolling out of the hit, like you and I have seen so many times. And that's coming from a quarterback, Steve Beuerlein. You think it is. So I agree with you.
3rd down and 1. That catch by Wilson just short of the sticks. Langford up the middle, and Langford appears to have the first down. Langford, the 4th round pick out of Michigan State in the 2015 NFL draft.
They're going to measure.
And they're actually going to measure.
Yeah, that was pretty stout up front by the Rams. It was old-fashioned football, smash mouth right up the gut. He had to get at least halfway to the 42 and a half, or 37 and a half yard line. He didn't make a whole heck of a lot there.
To me, this has always been the most imperfect part of football. You got guys 30 yards away, trying to gauge where that is, and there you go. It's a football length short.
What do you do here on 4th down?
You're in no man's land. I think you go for it here. You're on the road. You got to go. It's too long for a field goal. You run the risk of getting a touchback and gaining like 15 yards on a touchback down to the 20. You may as well give your offense a chance to pick up 6 inches or a foot.
Robbie Gould can make this field goal, I think, a 55, 56-yarder inside, no wind. But I think it's the right call to go for it here for sure. Your team is 3 and 5. You're pumping an attitude into them, enthusiasm. You go for it here.
Chicago 4 for 7 on 4th downs this season. Langford, the running back. Play action, Cutler to a wide open Langford. He's got the first down and more. Shoved out of bounds at the 27-yard line by Rodney McLeod, but the Bears convert after an 11-yard pickup.
Well, it's a really nice play call by Adam Gase, the offensive coordinator. Just a sweep action. Langford comes out into the flat. A lot of times past defenders, they get confused. When you show a little bit of a run action, they freeze. You slip that running back by him in the flat. A nice, easy throw and catch for the conversion.
Jay Cutler lined up as a wide receiver at the bottom, and now he'll come back. Three on the play clock. Cutler out of the shotgun, hands it off. It's Carey. And he is smacked hard at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, that's 2 25s there. Both 25s for each team. Carey and McDonald, who met Cutler. Now this is a look. Now they'll split him out. They'll see what they see against the defense. If they don't get the look they want, they check out of it. Cutler comes in and changes the play.
Well, more than anything, I think Adam Gase wanted to just see how they're going to adjust to it so they can know if they go back to a play they might have in the package for later. But what a hit that was. I felt it up here.
Who would win the one-on-one matchup, Cutler or Janoris Jenkins in the end zone? Who do you got there? Second down and 5. Cutler, quick pass to Miller, and he's tackled by Jenkins. And that appears, again, very close to a first down, but
I like the job that the Bears are doing as part of their plan, obviously, to get Cutler out of the pocket. These Rams get after the quarterback like nobody else. So they've got to move Cutler around to make sure he has vision and time to pick his receivers. They've got good matchups on the outside with Jeffries and Wilson, but Cutler's got to get room so he can see down the field. This team, he can't sit in the pocket and throw it against the Rams.
Once again, just a yard shy. It's 3rd and 1. Carey up the middle. He's got the first down. All the way up to the 12-yard line. Impressive drive here from the Bears with 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, this is straight ahead off the right side. Nothing tricky here. You see the running back, Carey, just took it right up inside. It was a good job by the right tackle, Kyle Long, just opening up the inside hole there, that seam, to get Carey up on the inside.
This will be the 10th play of the drive. Chicago has the 4th most 10-plus play drives in the NFL. This is already the 20th of the season for Chicago. Once again, play clock at 2. John Fox runs down the sideline and calls timeout.
Good timeout. Very, very good timeout in that situation.
8:22 to go. Bears driving in St. Louis.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. Auto Trader. Life happens one car search at a time. And by Ameriprise Financial. When you have the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant.
Salute to service in St. Louis today for the Bears and Rams. 8:22 to go, second quarter, and we're tied at 10. The Bears have it first down and 10 from the 12-yard line. 10th play of the drive. Wilson in motion. Langford on the inside handoff, gets across the 10, and it will be second down.
What we're seeing out of this Rams defense is what Jay Cutler said he was expecting yesterday, a two-deep shell, because and the Rams normally don't do this, but they're doing it because that coverage kind of eliminates one-on-one possibilities to Alshon Jeffrey on the outside. His production in the last few weeks really scared the Rams according to what the Bears were expecting.
Cutler steps up, fires to the 5-yard line, and Langford on the catch. They're saying it is a catch. It'll be third down and short. Saw something interesting before that play. The corners switched on Alshon Jeffrey. It was Trumaine Johnson going over to cover Jeffrey because Jeff Fisher likes the matchup of Johnson on Jeffrey in the red zone. We'll see if Cutler looks Jeffrey's way here on third down and 2. Once again, it's Johnson covering Jeffrey. Cutler chased and just throws this one away. A late flag comes in. There's actually 2 flags, another one in the end zone, and it was Nick Fairley bearing down on Cutler in the backfield.
See, I'm a former quarterback, and I have a problem with this call. It was a hard hit on Jay Cutler. You can't keep taking these shots, but I want to see it up close. I can't believe that this was an illegal hit that he took. It was a big hit.
He might have.
I want to see it up close.
What happened is the defender might have.
There are 2 fouls on the defense on this play. Prior to the pass, holding number 22 of the defense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, crown on the helmet to the chest.
The head was down.
26 of the defense. That penalty is accepted. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
And that's the right call, because the second guy in, you can't hit the quarterback with the crown of your helmet, and you'll see here as Cutler cuts it loose.
Mark Barron was the Ram penalized for that hit.
Yeah, came in with the head down. I agree with the call. I did not see the head drop from the angle we were at, but that is the right call.
And the hold was on Tremaine Johnson in the end zone, who was covering Alshon Jeffrey. It all adds up to 1st and goal for Chicago. End zone, touchdown! 2nd of the day for Zach Miller. Jay Cutler on that drive, 7 of 7 for 41 yards.
And I'm here to tell you, there are not many people that can make this throw. This play was designed off a very hard play action. Only one receiver went out in the back of the end zone, but the Rams played it well. You'll see how Jay Cutler makes a fake. He buys time, throwing off his back foot to give Miller a chance to get free in the end zone. Super job by Jay Cutler up and over. And now we got the touchdown machine. Zach Miller with his 2nd on the day.
Yeah, Cutler couldn't even follow through. He gave that a half arm. It's like he shot a basketball. His arm stopped vertically, and the ball still got there.
Gold is on for the extra point. And the kick is good, but there's a flag down at the 12-yard line.
Offside. Defense, number 23, jumped in the neutral zone at the snap. That 5-yard penalty is going to be assessed on the kickoff. The point after is good. Timeout.
Chicago takes a 17-10 lead. That sound you hear, fantasy football players rushing to pick up Zach Miller. 3rd touchdown in 2 weeks. Today, Daniel Rodriguez is the Rams' honorary captain in honor of Salute to Service. Rodriguez was signed by the Rams but cut just before the team finalized its 53-man roster. He served tours in Iraq and Afghanistan and was given a Purple Heart and Bronze Star Medal. In honor of Veterans Day, for every point scored during the NFL's 32 Salute to Service games, the league will donate $1,000 to its nonprofit partners, the Pat Tillman Foundation, USO, and Wounded Warrior Project. To join the salute and learn more, visit NFL.com/salute. Ran out with that American flag. And 6:56 to go, 2nd quarter, and the Bears lead by 7 after Zach Miller, who now has 3 touchdowns on his last 5 catches. St. Louis will start this drive at the 20-yard line. Nick Foles, 5 of 10 for 75 yards. He had 60 yards passing on the Rams' first drive, but just 15 since. Play action to Gurley. Foles fires, broken up. Good coverage by Tracy Porter on that pass intended for Kenny Britt. We go back to New York. An update with JB and Coach Cowher.
How happy is Antonio Brown?
Yeah, Eric, 4 yards out right here from Ben Roethlisberger, who replaced Landry Jones. And Ben on the day, 13 of 17, 205 yards, and that touchdown right there as they lead 14-3.
And
what can you
say? Steve Tasker, Steve Berline.
Thanks, JB. What can you say about Ben Roethlisberger? I mean, is there a tougher guy in the NFL?
2nd and 10. Foles' pass again is broken up again by Tracy Porter.
Well, they've gone
There is a flag down at the 12-yard line.
2 straight plays right at Porter, and he has defended those passes perfectly. And look, whenever a guy does that, you can look for a team to give him a stomp move and try and go right by him. But he has played extremely well on this drive. Wow.
Holding, number 73, offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
2nd hold today on Greg Robinson, his 7th holding call of the season. That's the most in the NFL. And now the Rams have been penalized 5 times. Chicago still without a penalty.
I would think it's fair to say the referees have their eye on Mr. Robinson right there. That looked like a shove down into the ground.
So the penalty makes it 2nd down and 20. Foles sets up the screen to Gurley. Gurley at the 15, still jumping over defenders, and Gurley up to the 21-yard line, or what will be 3rd down and 9, a gain of 11 for Gurley. And this is exactly the problem, or one of the problems St. Louis has had with 3rd downs. Failure to get it done on 1st and 2nd down, putting them in 3rd and long.
Yeah, but they did the right thing on 2nd and 20. They got half of it back to give themselves a much more manageable 3rd down. At 3rd and 9 is way different than 3rd and 20. You feel like you've got to play in the playbook for this one.
St. Louis 1 for 4 on 3rd downs. They were 2 for 16 last week in Minnesota. Foles, and that's incomplete. Another 3rd down failed attempt by St. Louis, and some of the Boo Birds come out here as Johnny Hekker will come out to punt.
You know, you're right, Andrew, on the fact that they're looking at 3rd and long all the time. 3rd and over 8 yards is what they average, which is worse than the NFL. But at some point, the quarterback and the receivers have got to convert a long 3rd down. I mean, it happens. The teams do it every once in a while during the course of a game. The Rams don't seem to ever get it done.
Mariani back deep. Hecker's punt to the 26, fair catch, Mariani. Chicago's offense coming back out, and it gets a little testy here. Alan Ball mixing it up on special teams with Marcus Roberson, and a penalty flag has come out. Alan Ball, an 8-year veteran, tangled up with the 2nd-year man Roberson out of Florida. Here it is again.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 24, the receiving team. Half correction, 15-yard, half the distance to the goal. It'll be 1st down. Timeout.
First penalty on the Bears.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly. And by Nissan. Innovation that excites.
.5:52 to go, 2nd quarter, and the Bears lead by 7. Here's a look at what happened on that last play, and Alan Ball threw a punch at Roberson. Ball's got to do a better job than that. 8th year in the league. He should know better.
No doubt. He was baited into that by the Ram player, and the retaliator is the one that gets caught more times than not.
That's why people hate playing against the Rams. They do stuff like that, and that's why they get a reputation like that. Nothing out of the ordinary there, but the Rams can do that consistently, and they take guys out of their game.
So the penalty means the Bears start this drive at their own 14-yard line, and pushing ahead for a couple is Langford. Jeremy Langford went to Michigan State. As a redshirt freshman, he was a cornerback. Switched to the offense sophomore year, played wide receiver, and then his last 2 seasons with the Spartans, he was a running back. 18 career 100-yard games for Michigan State. Cutler, Langford. Room to run across the 30. Langford now into Rams territory. Jeremy Langford. Can he go? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Chicago. 83-yard touchdown for Jeremy Langford.
Perfect play call.
It was the perfect play call, Steve. They caught the Rams in a blitz. Watch right here. The Rams come with the pressure up inside. And right here, you see everybody coming. Jay Cutler buys the time. Here's Langford. Look at what he's got in front of him with blockers. It was the perfect play call by Adam Gase. Great execution by the Bears. They caught the Rams in a blitz. They were expecting it, and the execution was a picture-perfect result for the Chicago Bears. Another great play.
Adam Gase told us last night they did not have to take anything out of their playbook with Langford for Forte. And that says something because Forte is such a great receiver out of the backfield. They have the confidence that Langford can make those catches, make those plays, and he did right there for 83 yards. Extra point by Robbie Gould is good. Jeremy Langford turning on the Jets, and the Bears increase their lead over the Rams. First receiving touchdown of Jeremy Langford's career, his 4th of the year, if you're including the rushing totals, and a 2-touchdown lead now for Jeremy Langford. 70 yards receiving last week, over 100 today after that big play from Cutler.
And he is a guy, and you hit on it very well, Andrew, that really has proven himself far beyond what you would expect out of a normal rookie running back. They play he's an every down rookie running back that can handle any situation. That is very rare to find, especially in this day and age where players are specialized a lot more.
Touchback for Gould. Jeremy Langford broke out on Monday night in San Diego. 72 yards rushing, 70 through the air. And keep this in mind, it's a conversation for later on, but Matt Forte is a free agent at the end of the season. If Langford shows the Bears enough, that could be what they need to say so long to Matt Forte. But again, we're a ways away, but he certainly has been impressive so far.
When you keep playing at this level, you make the decision a lot easier as you go along. A young player that's showing he can handle it, it's hard to not move in that direction.
And to Forte's credit, Langford told us last night that Matt Forte has been so helpful with him in the meeting rooms over these last couple of weeks while Forte's been injured. St. Louis with Austin on first down, inside 5 minutes to go in the first half. On the last 4 possessions for the Rams, they've run 11 plays for just 5 yards.
Yeah, I think you need to start handing it off to Todd Gurley. I don't think he's touched the football enough and get it rolling and go no huddle and get a spark.
Yeah, this is a wrinkle that Foles is asked to be put in the offense. The no huddle as a way to potentially spark the offense. With pressure coming, he gets rid of it. And it's caught by Curley, but it'll be a 3rd down situation again for St. Louis.
They're going to huddle up now on 3rd down to make sure they get the right play call. Here comes Wes Welker.
So far today, St. Louis 1 for 5. Wes Welker is out there for 3rd and 5. In motion goes the 34-year-old Welker. Falls incomplete. He was looking for Welker. Coverage by Callahan. And again, more boos as St. Louis just cannot convert on 3rd down.
Well, I think it is a mistake to try and involve Wes Welker so much in the game plan after only being here for a few days. It's hard to get that rhythm. You could tell Nick Foles was late throwing that football. Wes Welker was open right out of the break, but there's uncertainty. The chemistry is not there yet. It's hard to convert a big, tough 3rd down in that situation.
Great punt by Hecker. Mariani forced out at the 19-yard line with 3:39 to go. Week 10 continues later today on CBS and for some of you on Fox, and then tonight with Sunday Night Football on NBC, and tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN.
Yeah, there's no question that the Rams' focus in this past week and also in their rhetoric, everything, their offense has struggled. Todd Gurley has carried them for a while, but you can't depend on that. Nick Foles has got to find a way to fit the football in. Now, you and I were talking during the break, Steve, that I don't see anybody getting wide open in the secondary for the Rams. And there are some small windows, but you got to fit it in, and the timing's got to be there, and you got to find somebody to step up and make a play consistently.
Each team with 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. On 1st and 10, Cutler, flag is down. Cutler fires to Bennett, and Bennett fights his way for 5 yards. Let's see what the flag is. Going against the Bears.
Holding. Offense. Left guard. After this to go, still first down.
The left guard is Omame, his 3rd year out of Michigan. 3:31 to go in the 2nd quarter. Foles huddled up with Case Keenum, and we spoke with Nick Foles on Friday, and it's his 1st year in St. Louis. It's offensive coordinator Frank Cignetti's first time as an offensive coordinator in the NFL, and Nick told us that now they talk a lot in game. They're making adjustments on the fly this year, and this offense is still evolving as everyone tries to get on the same page for St. Louis. Kadeem Carey gets the call here up to the 14-yard line.
Jay Cutler's got to be careful here. He's a veteran quarterback. He knows the situation. He knows that his team is in control of this game at this point. Backed up in their own end of the field with just a little over 3 minutes left, or just under 3 minutes left in the first half. The worst thing he could do is try and pump a ball into tight coverage and have something bad happen.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to try and get a first down on this second. They're going to try and get positive yards to set them up for an easier 3rd down conversion.
Hit, sheds a tackle, and gets a couple. Good job by Carey not to lose yards on that play, but it will be 3rd down and long. And now Jeff Fisher has called a timeout.
Yeah, and you can
Timeout. Timeout. St. Louis.
And you can bet now that the Bears are going to they're either going to run the football with a draw or throw a screen pass, small, short, easy throw. They don't want to take any risks here late in the first half with a 2-touchdown lead. They're perfectly content to punt this football away and give the Rams a long field.
If they were comfortable, they would get one-on-one coverage with Alshon Jeffrey. I think it'd be a different situation, but the Rams have been playing that 2-deep shell, rolling the coverage to Alshon Jeffrey to make sure he doesn't get those one-on-one opportunities.
If they get one-on-one on Alshon Jeffrey, the Rams have made a mistake.
Right.
Jeffrey has 2 catches today for 20 yards. Tweaked his groin in practice on Wednesday, was listed as questionable, but able to go.
Well, the Rams are showing
man coverage.
Cover 0.
Jeffrey on the top of your screen. Cutler is sacked. Back at the 8-yard line. Aaron Donald, the first one to get there.
Well, there was a lot going on that play. The Bears had no idea how to respond. Aaron Donald, one of the quickest defensive tackles in the NFL, was supposed to be a screen pass out to the left. That's why they let, though. You can see the lineman coming outside, but it was jumped. The screen pass was jumped by the Rams. That took away any option for Jay Cutler.
William Hayes also got there. 2-minute warning in St. Louis. 2-minute warning in St. Louis. Patrick O'Donnell of the Bears set to punt it from his own end zone, and the dangerous Tavon Austin awaiting at his own 40. Knuckleball kick. Austin at his own 39. Going the wrong way. Tavon Austin, and a nice special teams tackle by Josh Bellamy of the Bears. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, join JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights, as well as a preview of Thursday Night Football only on NFL Network. That's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. All right, situation, 1:48 to go. 1 timeout left for St. Louis. Remember, they do have a kicker with a big leg in Greg Zuerlein, and now Tavon Austin is still down after returning that last punt.
You can tell he's in some pain there. You can see the grimace on his face. He just got tangled up as he tried to escape the block.
favoring that right foot, it looks like.
He walked away from it, then decided he couldn't continue, and he had to go down and take a knee.
Well, that's the last thing the Rams need, is to have their #1 threat bumped up and possibly not able to continue.
Well, he is such a big part of the offense, both catching the ball and running the ball.
Right there.
Rosinski and Bellamy combining on that tackle for the Bears.
I think it was before he actually got to the contact. His foot kind of rolled underneath him in an awkward position, and then the hits came and tripped him up, but it was...
See, he starts to go out to get in the huddle, and now it starts to grip him.
So something's not right.
We'll keep an eye on that. 1st down and 10 for the Rams. 1 timeout left for St. Louis. Foles out of the shotgun. Has plenty of time. Throws, and the pass is caught by Jared Cook, his 2nd catch of the day. They get 5, and the clock continues to tick. Shane McClellan on the tackle. Nick Foles ran the no huddle with Philadelphia last couple of years. He feels very comfortable. Fires this one to Kenny Britt with his 1st catch of the day, and he's got a 1st down. 1:17 to go.
Yeah, they're going to continue to throw this football. They've got time to run this if they want. With the timeout, they can still use the run game if they so desire.
Foles, sideline incomplete. A little too high for Brian Quick, and that stops the clock with 1:01 to go. Again, coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. Our crew, JB, Tony, Bart Boomer, Coach Cowell. They'll have all the latest NFL scores and highlights. Also look ahead to the Thursday night game between the Titans and Jaguars on the NFL Network. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. 2nd down and 10. Foles, incomplete, looking for Marquez, and Foles goes to the turf after that last throw.
A good pressure from Bruce Gaston, number 76, coming from the front side. And that could have been called right there. Number 97, Willie Young, came in with the crown of his helmet underneath Nick Foles' chin. I'm surprised that wasn't called.
Can the Rams convert a 3rd down? And Tavon Austin is back out there for 3rd and 10. Foles, incomplete. St. Louis now 1 for 7 on 3rd downs, and Johnny Hekker has come out with 52 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this. I don't know, Steve Berline, you may not agree with me. I think this is on the players. Todd Gurley's breaking fine off to the far side. He comes open late on that. But it seems to me Foles is throwing the football late. You got guys, the ball's going right through their breadbasket, you see right there. I think this is on the players, this 3rd down problem. They're not executing the plays that are going in there. Foles is being late on those throws, and it's costing them big in his game.
Hekker with a short punt, but a good pounce for St. Louis. 42 seconds remain. Bears have 2 timeouts remaining. Tomorrow on CBS, Team Scorpion is being blackmailed. Catch a brilliant new episode tomorrow at 9/8 Central, only CBS. All right, how do you play it here if you're Chicago? You got 2 timeouts, but you're backed up on your own 14-yard line.
Just like you did the last series. You take it conservative. If it's there, take it. You can expect the Rams to bring some pressure, but only if it's the most wide open thing ever do you even let Jay Cutler think about throwing the football. You run the football, get into halftime with a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, they're lining up. They're going to take a knee.
Chicago does get the ball to start the 2nd half.
Yeah, and Jeff Fisher knows it's not even worth it to waste his time out because we didn't.
The next play will be over anyway, yeah.
It's not going to help him. Yeah, there's no question this is not going to be a happy halftime for the St. Louis Rams. They have got to figure out a way to make 1st downs and keep their offense on the football field. Todd Gurley's been totally uninvolved, and they won't win if that remains the case.
Chicago gets the ball to start the second half. What a first half it was for the Bears. Jay Cutler, 12 of 15 for 233 yards and 3 touchdowns. And meanwhile, the story continues for St. Louis. Their failures on third down, just 1 of 7 in the first half for Nick Foles and the Rams. That's the end of the first half with the Bears up 24-10. We'll be back with the Verizon halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.